Next level.
Here's how we made a move. I heard that successful people, you know what? They make a decision, you make it right. You make a decision, you make it right. You know how many times people they're on one side of the line, another side of the line, they can't really decide what they for sure want to do, and they go through their whole life that way. But we had seen enough, we had heard enough, we had read enough books, we understood, we had watched our mentors succeed, and the fruit was on the tree, and he said, listen, we are going to make this move. And so we decided to go down to Omaha, and here's how it went down. I went down to Info Session in Omaha, Nebraska. My good friend Bob Durling was showing the plan. He's an Emerald on the Weir team. He was showing the plan, and after the plan, I left there, and I said, you know what? I better start looking for a house. So we drove, I jumped on Dodge. Dodge divides Omaha into North and South Omaha. And so I drove down Dodge, went to 150 Dodge, took a right, and I went into this neighborhood, and it was for sale by owner. And it was about 9:30 at night, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night after the info session. And I went up to him, I said, all right, so how much for the house and so on and so forth. And he told me, I said, can I walk through? And he goes, well, it's 9:30 at night. I said, well, can I still walk through it? And, or at least peek in there. And so I peeked in there a little bit. And so I walked through it and I go, all right, I'll be back this weekend. This is on a Monday. Went back home and said, Jody, we're gonna be moving. Now she was cool with it at first. She's like, okay. Sounds good. I said, all right, well, she said it sounds good. So we went down there that weekend, and on a Sunday, I made an offer on the house and bought a house 1 week later, went back home, put our condo up for sale. It was sold within a week, so that was a sign. And we were moving. A couple months later, 60 days later, when we started to make the move, now this is where a big deal. This is where I think if you're gonna go do something and go do it, well, do it the way we wanted to go do it, you're gonna have to make those big decisions. You're gonna have to make those big decisions. And so we decided to go and tell them how it went down as we were moving. Well, I'll tell you how it went down, then she can fill it in. She's in my box.
I was like, I'm gonna have a way different perspective than he does. You know, we've been there for 20-some years now.
So I go, all right, Jody, we're moving. It's getting close to moving day. And I go, all right, we're moving. And all of a sudden, it was a break. It was one of those, it was a moment that we had. And then she definitely did not want to move at that time. And I said, well, Jody, me and the three boys, we're going to Omaha. We'd like you to come with us. Can we work this out? Can you come on down? It'll be okay. And we decided to make that jump. And when that happened, it was for us, it was a line in the sand. And I don't know what your line in the sand will be, but it'll come where you're gonna say, you know what, we're gonna go make this happen for us. And so, how'd you feel about that?
Well, 20 years later, you'll understand that perception is reality, but 20 years later is one of the best decisions we made. But going there, here's the deal. Like I said, when we grew up, we were in a town of 1,000 people. We moved 10 minutes away to a town of 10,000 people. And so I kind of had settle for mentality. And so being able to be plucked out of that mentality and put in a bigger city with, you know, a bigger info session and all that, it actually helped me. But it was the one thing that I didn't really want to have to do. You know, change is really hard. It's really easy to tell other people what they need to do or what they're doing wrong and how they can change. But when someone tells you that you need to change, it's kind of a wake-up call, right? And so it was the one change that I made that I believe changed our entire business and changed our thought process forever.
We hope you all enjoyed this week's Next Level release. For more inspirational messages by this and other speakers, search by name